Okay, it's the night before we leave and we're packing. We have to pack so much stuff this time. I don't know where it's all gonna go. What are you doing?
Wrapping them up.
With leather?
Well, you haven't made me a case yet.
We just cracked because it's frozen, of course. All right, we just made it to the cabin in record time. It's only like noon. It's so funny because there must be a squirrel or a chipmunk or something getting in, because every time I come, there's a little nut in my boot. And like, we find little nuts all over. But I can't figure out where they're getting in. But it's funny because you just find them all over. Everything looks good. I polished the stove before we left once it was cooled. It's looking good. Lots to do. So the first thing we're doing is marking where the solar is going to go and digging the hole so we can dig out the spot so we can put in the cement for the posts. So that can sit for a couple days and let the cement harden so we can put the solar in once it gets here. Fingers crossed. While they're digging the hole, I am in here just finishing up the stove. I didn't really do it all, I didn't polish it all the way, so I'm just finishing up all the nooks and crannies that I didn't finish before. It's looking way better though. It was so rusted before, so I'm excited. This stuff is working really well. While they're doing that, I am going to attempt this upstairs loft wall. So up here in the loft, we have the log wall here, and it is open to outside, so you can definitely feel the draft sometimes. So as you can see, we went in and filled the big gaps with spray foam already, and there's a lot of areas that need filled. And after, I'm going to go in with that log wall caulking that was left over from downstairs, and I'm just going to do this part, and hopefully we have enough to fill this area because I need to get in all of these areas. And I'm also going to tape the outer edge so that the brown caulking doesn't get onto the wall. Okay, got it taped, got the spray foam mostly out, but now I'm going to run to Lowe's to get the concrete for the solar so that they can dig the holes, because it's supposed to rain tonight and it's also supposed to freeze and it's supposed to snow tomorrow. So we're trying to get as much as we can done as soon as possible. All right, we got all the goods. We got rebarb, we got sono tubes, we got 1,000 pounds of concrete in the back, we got a wheelbarrow. And so we should be good to go. I wish it didn't get dark so early. It's already 2:30. So we'll see how much we get done. Okay, as usual, we just got back from Lowe's and we got something wrong. It's so hard because when you get to Lowe's and you have a question, I have a question for my dad. We don't like get very good service, or he's working. So we tried to call him about what size rebar, but he couldn't answer his phone. So now I'm heading back to Lowe's. Luckily, it's only like 15-20 minute drive, but headed back so I can get the correct rebarb for the job. And I'm just we're on our driveway, so I'm not driving and videoing. I am driving and videoing, but it's not too dangerous. We have our holes dug here with our tubes. So this line is level. We used our site to Make sure it's level. We're gonna put the rebar in, the concrete. All right, it's starting to get dark, but we got so much accomplished. We got all 4 of those in and set and ready to dry overnight. It's supposed to start raining around 7, so we did great today. It's like 6:45 in the morning. I'm going to pick up my dad. They stayed in an Airbnb this time. And there's snow everywhere! This morning we got a hold of the solar shipping company and they have lost one of our pallets for our solar panels. So there's 3 pallets and 2 sets of rails and they lost the pallet. It was supposed to be here on November 16th and it's now November 30th and it is lost. So we're trying to get that figured out because everyone booked vacation for a week to come install it and here we are. So wish us luck. Okay, now I'm just wiping down our wood. This is wiped down, this is not. Just getting all the dust off before I do the caulking. But our water, it snowed, like I've said 1,000 times. My hands are frozen because it's snow water in my bucket to clean the walls and my fingers hurt. But it's fine. Since it's snowing and raining all day, we're working on the water and hooking up the hot water heater. Here, look how dirty your face is. And we have it hung. This morning we're going to get a ditch witch to bury the water line, so we're gonna go rent one from a place in town. I'm tired. So in Kentucky, you only need to go 14 inches down for the frost line, but the only trencher around here is a 32-inch trencher, so double what we need. It's huge. So yesterday we got the hot water heater hung and the 2 water filters so that it's ready for when the water comes in. Today we're gonna bury the line with the trencher. And yesterday we also got the walls washed and cleaned, which was like huge. That was the biggest thing I was not looking forward to, so got that off the list. Today, hopefully we get all of the lines dug for the wire and for the water and rebury those so we can return the trencher tomorrow. And then it's supposed to warm up tomorrow so we can finish the cement for the solar. My mom, they did deliver the solar yesterday around 3:30 and we're still missing a whole pallet. We're missing our battery and all the pieces for the ridgeline, like the support system. So they're overnighting the pieces for the support system. They should be here on Wednesday, but they can't overnight the battery because it has to be on a pallet. And so we don't know when we'll get that. So we'll see. Be nice. Off to work we go. So I want to show you guys what we finished on the solar. I kind of showed you the other day, but we have 4 posts in and we're waiting for the other 4 posts because it's snowing and it's freezing, but tomorrow it's supposed to be 46. So we're going to put the other ones in tomorrow. But these are the first 4 posts, and this is a level line so that they're level. So this is the bottom ones, and then we'll have 4 more up top there. So we have the ditch witch out here. We're doing pretty good. We turned it around to go downhill though, and that wasn't a good decision, I don't think. Here's where we turned it around. It dug the hole, but it filled it back in as we go. That slope is really steep, so we can't turn it back around yet, so we're digging. Now that is a trench. I'll show you guys what filters we're using real quick. So we have 2 filters, and they're 2 different micron levels. So we have 2 of these, they're the same, and then we just have 2 different micron levels for the filter that you put inside. So here's the hot water tank, or hot water heater, tankless. And then here are the filters. So the water is going to come up out of the ground right there. It's going to go into the filters, the 2 different levels, and then it'll go up and into the hot water tank. And then from the hot water tank, it'll go in those tubes, which are ran into the walls, to the tub, which is right here, the toilet, the sink, and then the kitchen sink is right on the other side of this. So all of the water is really central to just this one side of the house. And then the washer dryer will be on the other side of this hot water tank. So in this room, the mud room. So there's the hot water tank, that'll be the bathroom. Then we'll drywall this, and this will be the mud room. The laundry will be right here. And I did that strategically so that I can open the door, and I plan on hanging a line so I can hang the clothes outside. I'll probably also have a line for clothes in the house. All this hair in the house by the fire or something. I don't know, we'll figure it out. We'll also have a dryer that we can hopefully use on sunny days. We'll have no problem. But I also want to line dry clothes too. And yeah, and then we have our propane. So the propane will run to that hot water heater. We also got a propane heater that I showed you guys in the last video. And we're gonna hang that in the bathroom because when we're gone for a week or for weekends to go home, visit family, we have to have some sort of heat in the house so that the water doesn't freeze. So since we can't have the fire going, we have to have some sort of heater. So we got a propane heater to put in the bathroom, and it's gonna be so ugly. I wish it wasn't so ugly, but it's gonna hang on the wall above the bathtub. Hopefully it'll be like a little fire. It's just huge and it's ugly, but it's fine. So that will be propane. The hot water heater will be propane, and then also the kitchen stove. So here's the kitchen stove, and it's gonna go in that little cubby right there. And the propane is on the other side of that wall. We just are gonna have 200-gallon propane, or 100-pound propane tanks. And we'll see how that goes for now. Yeah. I have this pot on the stove, and it's actually for the first time starting to steam, which you can't really see. Dylan's mom got us the cutest pot for on top of our stove to steam. When you have a wood fireplace, usually the air gets like super duper dry. I grew up with wood fire in my house, and like your lips are chapped, your mouth is dry when you wake up. So it's nice to have a pot steaming on the stove just to make the air a little more humid, get some moisture in the air, and you can also put like oranges in it and cinnamon, and it can smell good, so that's fun too. All right, the trench is dug for the water line, 14 inches deep in all areas. Now I'm gonna put the hose in and cover it up. So of course I go to move the hose to put it in the hole, and it cracks open. So it just cracked because it's frozen, of course. So we're planning to put a box around it with spray foam and insulation so this doesn't happen, but you know, our solar got delayed, so we're here late and it's snowing. Luckily, there's only a little bit of water in it, so we're just draining out the rest of the water. I'm gonna bury the line and then we'll fix the hose. All right, so we got the trenches dug, the line is in. We still have to fix the water tank, but we're gonna use this daylight to cut up some dead wood for the fire because we are almost out of wood, and that's important. So we're gonna cut up some logs and haul them back to the cabin. All right, we're in town to return the ditch witch, but we have to clean it first, so we're at the car wash. We were returning our ditch witch, and we ran right into my mom, who was bringing the solar panels down on the highway.
Okay, so
Do you want to take it away?
was that how you were gonna start?
No. My mom made it today. The solar got here. Well, actually, we haven't even opened. We really should have opened the solar because we only have 24 hours to say if it's in good shape or not. Anyways, it made it. They say that they're going to overnight the other parts and it'll be here tomorrow, but the issue is that you don't get any service where we are, and I put special instructions for the FedEx guy to call us because we're like a mile away from the road. And so I hope that all works out tomorrow. But other than that, we got so much accomplished today. We trenched all the lines that we needed for the electric and for the water. Unfortunately, that water piece did break, but we'll get it fixed here shortly. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. And then it's supposed to be nice tomorrow, so we can concrete the solar panels and finish that up so we can start building the solar system. I'm so excited. We've gotten so much done. We also today loaded all that wood. We needed wood, we were out. And so hopefully the fire's still going when we get back so we can sleep soundly tonight, because it's supposed to be 19 degrees tonight. So we'll be testing that wood stove. But other than that, we're going to eat now. We're all super excited. Wrapping it up early because we got all that done. And we'll see you tomorrow.